I'm supposed to be asleep right now. I got work in the morning. I work in the hospital. The hospital is a crazy hard job, and you want to have 8 hours of sleep. I'm supposed to be asleep right now, but I just got so disappointed that I had to make this video. Um, as the title says, man, why I give up on religion and people, and it's not that I'm sad or anything because I'm honestly okay, but it's like the reason why I got my nose ring, is because it's symbolic in ancient Egyptian times that it is believed to be what it represents for me is that the world is constantly in a circle and times will constantly resolve in a circle, whether we're talking in centuries, whether we're talking in decades, and even if we're talking in years and if we're talking culture or whatnot. Basically, the circle represents I have a loop nose ring, and it just represents that it's going to be the same thing that happens every time, and life is going to be a constant revolving things. It's going to be the same thing that happens all the time, and life is going to be a constant circle. Life is going to be a constant circle. Now, to put a nose ring in, um, a nose ring is not fully a circle like this. There is a little opening right there, which you can't see because it's inside my nostril. And with that little opening, it just represents that there's a small, minute amount of people that are going to be able to make it out of that loop, right? Meaning think differently, um, probably be chosen by God, and just think differently. A lot of people will call these people weird, crazy, or whatnot, but they're going to think differently. Some might even end up in a mental hospital, but these people might possibly be like good people, and some of them might, subjectively be bad, but these people are going to think different, and they're not going to be in that loop, you know. And with that said, so why do I give up on religion? Let's do that to start off, right? I've been alive for a long time. I don't want to say my age right now, but I've been alive for a long time, and I've seen. It's not that I necessarily have anything against the religions, but I know that religion is man-made. I'm not saying that any religion is wrong or right. I'm just saying that we don't know. But what I can honestly tell you is that I've seen hypocrisy, not within everybody in every religion, but within every religion. I've seen a huge amount of people that display hypocrisy, that display unnecessary violence, that display hypocrisy is something big for me, man. But that display stealing at a mature age, and that display racism, that displays stereotypes, like stereotypes as in like putting stereotypes out there, and that display hate, and just sometimes have some ill intent, man. And I've seen that within a lot of religions. Even I've seen that within a lot of religions, and I just understand that religion is man made. But I think that within religion, I find that a lot of people let religion make them not be accountable. An example given is when someone doesn't, accomplish what they want to accomplish, or when something bad happens. Typically what is the first thing that they say? They say like, why God, why God, why me, or something, right? But I'm not going to say everything is in our control, but there's a lot of things that are in our control that we don't take the accountability nor practice trying to perfect it, and hold ourselves accountable by you know probably like eating healthy so we don't become like obese in the hospital, and be overweight and have heart problems because our not anything against obese people, but that's just an example. Or we might drink a lot of alcohol, and then like in our later years of life have liver cirrhosis, or certain things that go on, pancreatitis or whatnot, that causes us to be hospitalized and have major surgeries and affect our everyday life, how we walk or whatnot. But I'll just say, like, a lot of people use religion as a way of not being accountable, and I just feel that that's one of the dangers of religion. You know, I know it's a huge trend of people being spiritual. I do identify as spiritual, but I know there's as far as being spiritual, I personally, my definition of it and what I practice, I do believe that there is a God. I still read a little bit of everything, but I take huge accountability into my own life, right? Like, everything I'm saying is going to tie together. If you guys got to watch this video a few times, just do that. But everything I say is going to, tie together. But back to the point, like I take accountability in my own life. Like, I never want to be that person to blame God for things that I could control. Even some things that I can't control, I don't want to blame God, And what it does is it teaches you to have a different outlook on life as far as being like positive and tackling things with a smile, right? And now with that said, I smile a lot. Now, if you know me, especially my close friends, that I've been through racism, I've been through stereotypes, I've been through, and I do all this with a good heart. I've always been a giving person. I give to homeless people, I give to grandmothers, I give to the flower lady. I give I would like feed, like buy food for like the unit that I'm a supervisor of. And I make sure I don't eat because I don't know who still is hungry after that, or who has a hungry children that might want those extra 10 pieces of chicken. So like a lot of people always ask me, why do I get food and don't eat, or pitch in and don't eat? But that's why, is because like I don't know who's still hungry. I grew up poor, so I never know who's still hungry or who might want to take some food home or something, right? So that's why, for any coworkers that's watching this that wonder why I don't eat the food, but I say that to say a lot of, like, I smile because I've been through a lot. People that I help have, like, turned their back on me, or don't speak up for me, and I'm not mad or anything, but they even call me the worst names sometimes, man. And it's not my character. I never harmed anybody or intended to harm anybody, but I smile because I always been a good person, and I smile because the one person that know, well, not the person, but the one that knows I've been a good person is the God that I believe in. Also, I believe, as far as being spiritual, like, there's some ancestry spiritual type stuff that might be looking out for me, but mostly I just feel that God does understand me, and I feel like even if there is some human that might see me be a dog for a week or something, or use profanity in a freestyle rap on YouTube, and if they make that be my overall image of being a bad person or whatnot, like as long as God understands my heart, that's what keeps me confident. So I smile a lot, and when you've been through like life war and all of that, you smile because like me, I understand the dangers of being stressed. Like, you have a stroke where you a part of your limb is not working, like you can't walk or something from a stroke. When you're in a stroke, sometimes your mental isn't there. Like, yeah, so like I smile because of that, but I know a lot of people that look at the smile and they might mistake that as weakness, and yeah, they might mistake that as weakness. And I know it's a lot of people, because I would ask them, I said, why did you think that I was weak? Because, and they're like, oh, you're smiling. And a lot of them did I identify as a religion. I'm not attacking any religion, but I'm just saying, a few spiritual people also say the double majority, but religious people would judge somebody that smiles a lot, and they would try to take advantage of it. Like, yeah, but I want to keep saying that I'm not attacking religion. I'm just giving examples, and I hope you guys don't take this as attacking. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like I feel that people perception, or not perception, but their inability to or even their want to be able to see things through other people's lens, like how other people are so selfish in life that they don't even want to practice seeing things through other people's lenses. And what it does is it hurts them later on in life, because the smart thing that I would say, if I see somebody that smiles a lot and they're a minority or whatnot, and I would ask them, what keeps you smiling a lot? Like, I know I seen you just got a lot of load of patience on you. Like, I seen you just had a lot of a stressful day at work, but you still smile. I would ask that person, like, why do they smile, and what helps them smile? Um Yeah, but that's just me, and I just feel that that's a having that ability or even the want to like understand that people go through their own things, and not everybody sees the world like I do. I just think that that's rare for people to even want to understand that other people don't see the world the way that they do, so they may interact with the world a little differently. But hopefully that tells you why I'm not religion. Now, as far as giving up on people, man, when I tell you that I had a lot of one thing that could be detrimental for someone, I always had a kind heart, and even to this day, you have a kind heart. I have a kind heart. But like one of the things that I don't want to say the devil because that's again blaming religion, like, but religious people, if they're trying to say what I'm saying, they'll probably say one of the things that the devil does is take advantage of a kind heart by having a lot of people want to hand out or try to take advantage of the kind heart. But I would say is because I'm accountable is me having the kind heart, I still have to be a little more selfish because if you have a kind heart, people will take till you have no more to give. So instead of me saying that, and which I do believe that if you if you have a kind heart, I do believe that the negative forces of the world is going to try to, take advantage of that. But I say my part of being accountable is that I have to acknowledge every day that I do have a kind heart, and I got to say no sometimes, and I gotta like let people go through things, and learn valuable lesson that God. I feel that struggle and going through things is something that God is trying to teach someone. I rarely hear anybody, or I never heard nobody say that they verbally heard God. It's even in the Bible in places that you can't see God. So I feel that one of God's way of communicating with us is through times, and especially tough times. And if you don't go through those tough times, or if you go through those tough times without an open eye, you're not going to see the lesson within it. So I just learned that instead of like giving to people and being too nice and giving more than I have, um I learned that it's important, and I'm accountable. I learned to be accountable to say no and let them go through whatever they have to go through, because that's God's way of communicating with them, just as I had to and have to go through tough times sometimes to get the message of God for myself. So I would even say that helping people could be, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but helping people too much could be interrupting God's message. And you know, I don't want to like interrupt God's message. Uh, yeah, I hope you guys get what I'm saying or trying to say. Um, yeah, but as far as giving up on people, man, like before I even say this, I want to tell, and I know the video is getting a little long for everybody that stood through the video. I appreciate it. Y'all got to see how fat I am, man. Like I'm giving it to you raw. My room isn't that clean right now, but man, I hate to say it, man, but I'm disappointed, man. Like I feel that people represent themselves and they represent their culture or their tribe or even their race more so, and how you conduct yourself out the house or even in how you conduct yourself, you're representing a lot of people. And if you don't conduct yourself well, you're giving people that have something against your people a reason to have something against your people. And what I mean by that is, let me give my tribe or something as an example, right? So me as a black American, me as a black person, you see on the news all these people breaking in, 7-Eleven and whatnot, and like doing stuff, making up a huge population of the prison population and whatnot, doing crazy things, man. So I feel that me being a black person, I have to walk out the door and conduct myself a certain way, because like if I get out the house and act ignorant all the time and get into a lot of fights like how I did as a teenager, I'm not just representing myself, I'm representing black people. It's people that are going to see that, and you never know, it could be a cop that see that, and that I might be that 15 out of 15 out of 15 example of a black person that person or cop has seen that day, that's displaying some bad behavior, and that might make somebody think that black people are a certain way. So I feel that that whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Hispanic, Asian, or I'm not trying to be racist about this video, but how you conduct yourself is important, man. Like every race has a specific stereotype. If you're a cop and if you're you going to work, not every cop is bad. Let me say that, man. I'm being real. But if you're one of the cops that, people do consider bad, and if you're going out that on that unit and doing crazy things and being rude, you know, you are representing more than just yourself. A lot of people are going to see your action and then believe that the whole unit is like that. And that's why a lot of people, and I'm going to say falsely believe that the whole police unit is, just out to get them, man. Let me be the first to tell you that that's not the case. There may be some like bad apples, if you will, but the whole police unit isn't out to get you. This is a specific, example that, or something that got me disappointed tonight, man. Like, no, let me not say that though. Just know that when you're representing yourself and you're representing your people that look like you and you're representing the humankind, man, when you walk out the door, do it with integrity. Stop always trying to take advantage of people. Stop always trying to rob some people. Stop always trying to like be sneaky, sketchy, steal, especially if you start at a young age, like you're blind and you don't see that you're developing bad habits. Where if you're like 19 or 20, and somebody has hope in you, like people that are mature, they seen what people like that turned out to be at 30 if they make it to 30, man. So just know that when you walk out the door, you're representing more than yourself, and just conduct yourself in a certain way. That company that you keep around you, that got you, and you might be blind to the activities that you do if they're bad activities, because that's all you're used to, man. Like you probably was misled, but I'm really big on accountability, to where you got to even see that light if you're misled and try to do better, man. I believe that profits do exist, but I believe that there are good people that are not prophets, but that see, that God blessed with a vision, and you might try to take advantage of that person, and then that person might lose hope in you and feel that it's dangerous to be around you, and you're going to miss out on lessons and blessings in life and certain visions, man. Like when I was back in the day, when I was getting bad grades, getting in trouble in school, fighting all the time, getting suspended, kicked out, and all of that, man, I can't imagine. Let me tell you this, man. Like in January, I went to Thailand, man. That's my first time going out the country, man. One thing that I do is, and I think that this is a blessing of like being exposed. Like I expose myself to better things, but a lot of people, that better may be like, I understand that we got influences on like radio and everything and movies where people think that the best thing to do is be like a drug dealer, or somebody that raps about violence or whatnot, or PIMP or stuff like that. But man, when I tell you that there's a different side to like better, where like if you're doing everything legit, getting legit credit, getting legit money, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to have the most perfect credit or anything. But man, when I tell you, because I grew up in like the rough part of LA, bro, and that's K through 12. And when I tell you, when I exposed myself to outside of LA, man, like suburban areas, and when I tell you, when I first went out the country, man, it took into my adult life. And when I tell you, seeing Thailand, that changed my mind, man. And I didn't know that even exists, man. Like as a country that exists, where you could go and you could play with whatever animal you think about, you could play with. I'm just saying to say you could be exposed to different things, but if you keep that hoodlum or that ignorant mentality, you are blocking yourself from a lot of things, man. You are blocking yourself from a lot of things, and you won't know because you got too much alcohol or weed in your system, or too much people that you're conditioned to hate to realize it, man. I don't want to keep this video too long. We're pushing that 19 to 20-minute mark, man. Hopefully what I said, y'all get what I'm saying, man. I didn't clean my room. I had to do this video. Y'all see the raw truth of how I really feel. I'm using my cheap microphone because I lost my expensive microphone, man. But it is what it is. You get in the raw truth. You see my fat stomach and whatnot. You seen the mess behind in my room and everything. I don't got a big office unless this YouTube thing pops and I start my podcast. And for that, y'all gotta like, y'all gotta comment, and y'all gotta subscribe. Subscribe, like, and comment, and turn on that notification button, And I appreciate the support. Peace out and God bless y'all. Watch this again if you didn't get what I'm saying. And hopefully kids in every age get the message. Peace out.